Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Golem F. Michael Fletcher, alongside Anthony Floyo, Michael Bullock. My voice is getting a little better, as you can tell. Thank you for appreciate all the love and the support I've been getting, and especially the well wishes. I didn't have to go to work today. Thank God that actually kind of helped me kind of get back into the swing of things here. So what we are going to do though is we got SmackDown Live. We're going to do AEW Rampage. So we got that going. And then because of everything that's about to happen with New Japan, because there's a couple of matches that has very high implications a la the AEW Forbidden Door show. We're actually going to be previewing New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion, the show that's going to be in Osaka, Japan, that will be going down early Sunday morning. Early Sunday morning around 3 a.m. This is a very important show because two matches has very, very, very high stakes. One match that could lead to an AEW, one match that will have very high stakes because it will have implications to the AEW world title, the interim world title, and then the other match, also high stakes, as you know, Adam Cole and the Hangman Adam Page both were calling out for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. We will preview that match for the IWGP World Heavyweight title. So whoever wins those matches could possibly have very high stakes on that one as well. And on top of that, we are keeping a close eye on the NBA Finals. It's an exciting Game 4 right now from the TD Garden in Boston. If the game remains close, right now it's a 5-point margin. If the game remains close, we will stop the show. Anthony Floyo will come in and will give us bonus coverage of the NBA final, but the NBA finals between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. Right now, like I said, the Celtics are ahead. We're just going to keep you posted on that game if we get close enough to it. Right now, we're not even halfway through the fourth quarter. So we'll keep you posted. But until then, we're going to start it off with SmackDown Live. And SmackDown Live from the University of LSU, right in the Cajun country in Baton Rouge. It was on Fox tonight. And here we go. So we started it off. SmackDown Live tonight. Hold on a second. All right, we got it. All right, there you go. There you go. All right. So, we started it off with the first fight of the Wait a minute. I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to get the SmackDown Live, and apparently it was giving me the Rampage. We don't need Rampage just yet. So, here we go. Now we got it. So, starting off SmackDown Live, we had a Money in the Bank qualifying match, as it was. We started it off with Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, and apparently the fight gets thrown out as the match ends in a double disqualification in 11 minutes and 50 seconds. Man, all right. Great match, good fight, good battle. Unfortunately, it is under NA rules. It does not count. But it's Sheamus and McIntyre. Whenever these two guys go at it, you know you're going to get a great match. Again, hard-hitting, bruising, be a man fight, incredible battle. Just disappointed that it ends this way. Anthony Floyo, come on in. This was a heck of a match, to say the very least.
Hey, just like the series of matches they had when they were on Monday Night Raw in 2021. I mean, they had some bangers in the Thunderdome, as we all remember. But Michael Bullock and I, we had our Smackdown chat, as always, this evening, and we both agreed that we were not happy with the outcome of this bout whatsoever. I mean, for them to end it the way they did, horrible. All right. If the idea was to create a cliffhanger of sorts that will keep fans more intrigued than a clean finish would have, WWE Creative might very well find out the hard way that fans do not want to dedicate 20 minutes of television time to a match that ends with no winner or any real conclusion to the contest they just invested in. Booking decision aside, this was a really strong match by two double tough competitors who have a history of beating the unholy hell out of each other. McIntyre is clearly in line for an undisputed WWE Universal Championship match with Roman Reigns at the Clash at the Castle. You remember you called him out recently. But an actual feud with a Celtic Warrior is hardly a bad way to keep him busy until that inevitable showdown with Roman Reigns occurs. Hopefully, further matches will have more of an outcome. So that's all there is to say on that. It's going to be under NA, unfortunately. So not much more to say here. Michael Bullock, I mean, during our SmackDown chat tonight, we were not happy about the outcome of this. I mean, we were hoping for a winner. Unfortunately, we did not get one.
Especially with this being a Money in the Bank qualifying match. I mean,
amen.
I mean, if this is a Money in the Bank qualifying match, you need to have a winner, and for them to basically throw the fight out like that, then what was the point of it having it being a Money in the Bank qualifying match? If it was a regular matchup between the two, fine, whatever. But because this is a chance to earn a spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match, the men's, and you're basically throwing the match away, horrible. Absolutely a horrible decision by WWE for them to pull this crap from under us. No, I am not a happy camper. I was really hoping that maybe they would restart the match or do something, but nope, they said that was it. So it's an NA. I am not a happy camper about it, so I really got nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
All right. We are on a commercial break right now. When we come back, we will break into the coverage. 3:47 remaining in the game. Golden State up by 3 in Game 4. Anthony Floyo will have the coverage for us when we come back from a commercial break. An official timeout on the floor. Next. After that, we had Lacey Evans versus Xia Li. This is for the women's Money in the Bank. Lacey Evans wins the match in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We're just going to move on from there. Then we had Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi. Ronda Rousey wins the match in 7 minutes and 20 seconds, successfully defending the SmackDown Women's title. After the match, though, Natalya attacking Ronda Rousey and hooked her into the sharpshooter.
Yes. It was because Ronda made a comment about Natalya earlier saying that I'm going to prove that my armbar is better than your cheap imitation of a sharpshooter that you pilfered from your Uncle Brett. Whoa, them fighting words right there, folks. Bullock and I definitely had some fun with that during our SmackDown chat tonight. And correction, MF, this was a championship contenders match. This was not a title match, just to be clear. 2.5, 2 3/4 of a star. Surprisingly competitive bout that may have ended with Rousey's arm raised in victory, but had social media buzzing about Shotzi's performance. there was more than once she could be seen guiding Rousey through, and when she was not, she rocked the champion with a picture-perfect kick. And Shotzi has always been one of those characters that felt underserved by the lack of creative focus on her. So to see her have the opportunity to shine against Ronda Rousey and taking into consideration her increased presence on SmackDown of late, one can only hope that is changing sooner rather than later. Natalya's attack was predictable, but she will need more of those and a few quality beatdowns to convince fans she has a chance in hell of beating Rousey beyond her family's last name. So, and it was confirmed tonight, guys, that at Money in the Bank, Ronda Rousey will defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Natalya. So, definitely looking forward to that come July 2nd at the MGM Grand. But for right now, 2.5, 2 3/4 for this sleeper fight of the night, if I'm being honest with you. So, not much more to say here. Michael Bullock, I mean, solid match, but our biggest takeaway from this was that cheap shot by Ronda on the promo there, calling Natalya's sharpshooter a cheap imitation that she pilfered off Uncle Brett. Wow, what a shot.
Yeah, that was one heck of a shot there by Ronda Rousey, saying that Natalya's sharpshooter is a cheap imitation of her Uncle Brett. So, man, I mean, 2.5, 2 3/4, and I agree with you. This was the sleeper fight of the night. I mean, I didn't really expect much out of it, but yeah, I mean, this was better than what I expected. So there's nothing more to say. What should we give it to Florio?
Yeah, I'm set to go here.
All right, and we are indeed going to jump in on the coverage, guys. NBA Finals. Let's go to the voice of the NBA and the voice of the Finals, to Anthony Florio right now.
Hold that thought. Commercial break. So,
Well, okay, I stand corrected then.
So let's get into your thoughts on the Ronda Rousey and Shotzi match.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a fine match. I thought it was an all right match. We went about 2.5 stars. I think that was right, and we'll move on with that. Next up, we had was Gunther going up against Ricochet for the Intercontinental Championship. The winner of the bout in 8 minutes and 35 seconds, and new Intercontinental Champion is Gunther. Michael Bullock, it's yours. And as always, I got to say it because Florio would kill me if I don't. History was made on SmackDown tonight.
Yes, history was made on SmackDown, and Gunther becomes the Intercontinental Champion for the first time. And I got to say, this has got to be the biggest win of Gunther's career. And now he joins an elite group of superstars that have held that prestigious Intercontinental title. So I'll give this about 2.5 stars. I mean, it was fine for what it was. Yeah, to me, the outcome was never in doubt. I knew it was Ricochet's time to lose the belt, and it happened right here. So yeah, so 2.5 stars. All right, we're back from commercial break, and Florio, take it.
All right. Over 3 minutes to go. The Golden State Warriors have taken control of this game. They were down 94-90. They've gone on a 7-0 run. Make it not, well, nope. Rebound, loose ball, and the Celtics have it. Hold it. It's a loose ball foul, and it's on Golden State. It's on Kevon Looney. 3:05 to go in regulation. 97-94, the Golden State Warriors. And Looney picking up the loose ball foul, and now the Celtics will take control here. It's Brown. Brown kicks it out. Smart, 3, off the rim. Rebound to Brown. White kicks it out. Horford. Tatum. Smart, 3. No good. Rebound Warriors. Otto Porter Jr., or I should say Andrew Wiggins, 15 rebounds, a career best, a double-double. He's been one of the unsung heroes of this night. Curry, inside. Looney, loose ball. We got a scrum, held ball. It was Looney and Smart fighting for the possession. Take a look here.
And if it's a jump ball and the Warriors get it, they're only going to have 1 second.
And it looks like it's going to be a tip-off here. The tip to the Celtics. Horford gets it to Smart. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining in regulation here in Game 4. 97-94, Golden State leading. Brown in trouble. Horford, 3. No good. Rebound Curry.
Boston shouldn't be taking threes. I would be playing for the twos.
Curry. Of course he hits another 3. Of course he does. 100-94, Golden State. Timeout. Boston.
Ball game.
And the Warriors sensing victory. They are on their way to stealing this one.
Steph Curry with the ice water in his veins has no disregard for any situation, with a beautiful 3 with the hand in the face and drops it down like the Boston Tea Party. No fear in the eyes of this Golden State Warrior.
Taking a shot at the Celtic fan.
Yep,
but I guess when you're the best player in the world, you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
And when you're a superstar, absolutely. It is it's the Golden State Warriors with a 100-94 lead, looking to steal Game 4 and even the NBA Finals at 2 games apiece, which would make Monday night's Game 5 back in San Francisco a pivotal Game 5. And it would also guarantee that we would go back to Boston for a Game 6 on Thursday. And if that's the case, then we're going to have ourselves a very special edition of TXN Sports World, as we will not only preview the Stanley Cup Finals, but we will also perhaps, and we'll definitely have quite a bit of some bonus commentary for that one, as well as the Celtics chat. So, all right, back to live action here. Tatum kicking it out. Horford, 3. There it goes. He gets the 3 and cuts the lead to 3. 100-97 with 90 seconds remaining in regulation. Curry guarded by White. Curry kicks it out. Green. Thompson, 3. Off the rim. Rebound. Green. And gets it to Curry. Curry taking his time. Gets it to Green. Green inside to Wiggins, and he scores. Or I should say that's Looney. 1 minute to go. Turnover. And that's a turnover. It's Golden State ball. And the Warriors are going to steal this thing. A remarkable comeback by the Golden State Warriors here in Game 4. And a horrific turnover. This is not the time for a turnover. Curry puts it up, and he's fouled. 46.8 seconds to go. And the Golden State Warriors about to even this series at 2 games apiece. Sorry, Bullock.
Yeah, and I think you could pretty much see the Celtic fans starting to head for the exits.
Yep, they know that it's a lost cause. And unless something really out of the ordinary happens here, which, to be honest, I don't really see it. But 38 points for the franchise. Stephen Curry, 7 of 14 from 3, 10 rebounds, literally putting his team on his back. Commercial break.
Yeah, when he made that three, I was channeling the what Kevin Harlan said when LeBron James had that dunk in that semifinals against the Celtics in 2008. I was like, oh, Steph Curry with no regard for human life.
No regard for human life and
Yep.
and the dagger. If that's not a dagger, tell me what is. I mean,
Yeah. And the thing is that he's done it so many times. He's done it so many times. It doesn't matter which team it is, who in any regular season, postseason, finals, whenever there's a moment that he needs to step up, he rises to that occasion. And the thing was, this entire day, they were talking about it, was that Steph Curry needed to do more. And the thing is, they were saying 100 probably won't be enough, that they were not making that their numbers were dropping in the finals, where I think they had 108, and then another point that they said that they needed more than 100. Maybe 105 is the magic number that they would need to score in order to beat the Boston Celtics because of how good defensively Boston is. And the thing is, guys, coming into that clutch moment, it wasn't the Golden
free throw is
State
good.
were making all the clutch moments, the big moments that needed to step up. And look at that. 13-3 run in the last 5 minutes. That's the reason why Golden State's about to win this game tonight.
Make it 14-3. Curry hits them both. 40 points for Steph Curry on the night, literally putting his team on his back tonight. Very reminiscent of Jimmy Butler in Game 6 of the conference finals. White for 3, air ball, rebound Warriors. And that should just about spell good night for the Boston Celtics here tonight.
And the thing is, everybody keeps wondering, guys, when is Steph Curry gonna start to lose his magic touch as he gets up there in age? And so far, he hasn't shown it.
A lot of people were worried about him, especially after the ankle injury in the last game. A lot of people thought that maybe that would have been the downfall, and it's not. All of a sudden, he continues to come back, and even they were saying that his ankle was actually fine. He's like that. He's dealt with this injury before. It's nothing new to him. That he was thankful that it wasn't as severe as it was, and you could talk about awe-inspiring to say the very least, but it looks like he has not lost a step at all. If anything, he's just getting better in these NBA finals.
Yeah, and if anybody was hoping for him to start going down eventually, I think he just delivered a cold, hard dose of reality.
Yep.
Saying, like I'm not going anywhere yet.
And he's had it with this Celtics fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
We're going back to our era, the reality era, when they were the dominant force, when they were the dynasty in the late 2010s, when they won those 3 championships in the 4-year stretch from 15 to 18. 14-3 run in the last near 5 minutes.
Boston had a 5-point lead.
Curry just holding on to it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. I mean, the Celtics, with about 5 or so to go, it looks like they had things going their way, but then this Warrior team with showing one hell of a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Because they were feeling like they were that they were possibly on the verge of going down 3-1, but not tonight.
Yeah, and the thing is that remember, When you're 3-1 down, that in the history of the NBA Finals, 37 out of 38 has gone on to win the series. Golden State knows about that situation because of the fact that they were on the receiving end
Gets their own rebound
of the loss.
Yeah, they had that. Yeah, remember 2016, they were up 3-1 on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cavs came all the way back and won the series, including the greatest Game 7 we ever saw. That Father's Day night in 2016, when the Cleveland Cavaliers defeated the Golden State Warriors. And you remember that's the year when the Golden State Warriors did the impossible that year and broke the 1996 Chicago Bulls win record. We thought that was never going to be broken. They did it. They won 73 games that year. But it doesn't mean a thing because they didn't get the rings. So the Cavs did. And came back from 3-1 to do it. That's the only time it's ever happened. But that's not going to be the case here. 9.6 seconds remaining. Steve Kerr. I mean, this is very reminiscent of that remarkable comeback by the Celtics, that remarkable fourth quarter comeback they had in Game 1 in San Francisco. Now, the Golden State Warriors pretty much did the same thing.
The last lap on the Celtic fans this time.
Curry at the line, makes the first free throw. What a collapse. And the Celtics are not even going to bother with it. They already know they're done. And that will do it. And the Golden State Warriors, with a remarkable comeback here in the fourth quarter to steal Game 4. And they have won at least one road game in 27 straight playoff series. Longest streak in NBA history. And they snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. What could have been for the Boston Celtics. I mean, with a 94-90 lead with about 5 or so minutes to go, the Golden State Warriors close it out on a 17-3 run to win Game 4, 107-97. And the Golden State Warriors steal Game 4 here in Boston to even the NBA Finals at 2 games apiece. And that makes Game 5 on Monday night pivotal Game 5 as the series shifts back to San Francisco and the Chase Center. And the winner of that game will take the all-important 3-2 series lead into Boston for what will now officially be a Game 6, and that'll be on Thursday night. And we're going to have a very special edition of TXN Sports World on Thursday night. As the first thing we'll do is we'll get our immediate preview of the Stanley Cup Final out of the way, and then we will have bonus extensive coverage of Game 6, regardless of what the circumstances are. But a remarkable fourth quarter comeback victory for the Golden State Warriors, reminiscent of the Celtics in Game 1 in San Francisco. 107-97, Warriors win Game 4, evening the NBA Finals at 2 games apiece. So stay tuned because in a little while we will have the Celtics chat, the Game 4 edition. Myself and Michael Bullock, MF. I'll have you turn the mic back over to me as Bullock and I. And if you want to have a say in the Celtics chat, you're more than welcome to join us for it. So not much more to say. Warriors win 107-97. MF, as hard as it is, it was hard last night when our Rangers lost. I know it's equally hard tonight, but the show must go on. Let's continue on.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This was a tough night for Celtic fans. I know they're not happy right now. Social media ablaze at the Celtic fans. This was a tough loss, no doubt about it. But it's 2-2, best of 3. Now can decide it. So we'll wait and see what happens. Like Anthony reiterated, Monday night will be game number 5. And like we said, in about a little while, I want to say, depending on how fast we do this, maybe in a half hour or maybe less, we'll go into the Celtic chat and we will recap this Games. But until then, we go back to SmackDown Live and to the main event of the evening, as it was Riddle.
Did we give our MF? Did we give our thoughts on the Intercontinental matchup?
I know Mike Bullock did, and I know I gave my thoughts. I don't know. Actually, I don't think you did.
No.
So no, we never got to you. So let's talk about it real. So Anthony, why don't you talk about it real quick? As Gunther, well, we predicted this, and I know you did as well. Gunther winning it in 8:35 to become the new Intercontinental Champion.
Second best fight of the night. I'm going to give this about at least 3 stars, only because of the short time. I mean, I could go higher, but I think 3 I don't want to overrate it. So 3, maybe 3.25 for this. I mean, the match was excellent, with Ricochet throwing everything he had at Gunther, only to meet a fate similar to that of his peers. He was dominated physically throughout, but managed to keep fighting until he appeared to have victory in hand. He did not. Gunther's win was expected and the right call. WWE was very non-committal to Ricochet creatively, so it makes sense that when a talent the likes of Gunther presents himself as an alternative, the writing team jumped at the opportunity to switch the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Given the chemistry on display, it may be worth revisiting this match down the line, as it very much feels as though there is an even better match to be had here. Gunther obliterated Ricochet during a comeback attempt with a big boot to the face. Ludwig Kaiser's sell job of Ricochet's kick to the face on the floor was great stuff and one of the tangibles that make him such a great second for Gunther. And Gunther's dropkick into the corner is always impressive, and Ricochet's sell of it only made it look that much better. And of course, MF, your favorite and mine, the Gunther chop.
Oh,
did you hear that one he hit tonight?
No, I'm still. Every time he does that chop, I feel like my chest caves in half the time. I feel so bad, man.
And you know what you and I always
poor Ricochet, man. And poor Ricochet.
I know how much you love Ricochet, dating back to his days as Prince Puma and Lucha Underground and the whole nine. And of course, but every time Gunther hits that chop, you know what we always do? We always do our in stereo, whoa! And then I say, did you hear that? And you say,
did you feel that? My God.
Yep. And sure enough, history was made. And MF, as I give it back to you, 3.25 stars, second best fight of the night. In closing, when it comes to this, MF, you and your guys and gals over on Team Blue, all I can say is Gunther with the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. God help us all.
Yeah, no doubt. So now we go into the main event, which was Riddle versus Sami Zayn. Riddle wins the match in 13:05, which is a big deal because Riddle now gets to fight Roman Reigns next week on SmackDown for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. So, obviously, fight of the night. This was about 3.5 to 3.75. You could make an argument for 4. You could. But it was an incredible match. So, there was really nothing more for me to say. I thought this was definitely fight of the night. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Without a doubt, the fight of the night. No doubt about it. 3.5 to 3.75 star. 100% agree with the rating. Big stakes here. Had Sami Zayn won the match, then Riddle would have been barred from SmackDown. So that was the other caveat. But Zayn controlled a large portion of the bout, giving the impression he might make good on his vow to rid the blue brand of Riddle. His own hubris proved costly, though, as attempts at mocking Randy Orton infuriated Riddle as well as MF and fueled his comeback. And what a win. As I always say, whether you like the man or not, Riddle has very quickly become the workhorse of WWE. He often competes across Raw and SmackDown shows, and he shows out every time. He sets foot inside the squared circle and can regularly be counted on to deliver in big spots. And that was the case again tonight, as he and the perpetually extraordinary Sami Zayn executed a competitive, back and forth, highly dramatic bout that saw Riddle's pick up the win and set up a huge main event for next week's show at the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Roman's title defense on that show will mark the first title defense since winning the Unified Championship from Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That is ungodly long in today's wrestling landscape. And if nothing else, the match on next week's show should and will, I believe, draw viewers to the Friday night broadcast. And Paul Heyman sat in on commentary, and he put over Riddle's status as a genuine challenge to anyone in WWE. Zayn and Riddle played up the former's history of count-out cop-outs, with the original Bro narrowly beating the referee's count to stay in the match. Zayn mocked Orton's trademark offense, pissing off Riddle, and again I say MF, and sparking the comeback. And Riddle lit up the Usos with a kendo stick, proving he can negate a numbers disadvantage with or without Randy Orton backing him up. Did you see him go to town with that kendo stick? Wow. Unbelievable. So, nothing much more to say here. 3.5, 3 3/4, fight of the night. Michael Bullock, you can make an argument. This could be maybe the biggest win of Riddle's career. Could it lead to an even bigger win next Friday night? I don't think so, but we don't think so, but you never ever know. But for tonight, Riddle picks up the big win. Hit us with it. Hit us with it. You know how to do it.
Bro.
Lifelike, right?
Yeah, 3.5 to 3 3/4. Definitely the fight of the night. I mean, yeah, this was definitely the biggest win of Riddle's career, but it could lead to something bigger, which, let's all be honest, we know it ain't going to happen, because you know it's going to be all about the tribal chief next week. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to add to it. So, with that being said, Fletch, let's quickly get into overall thoughts and then Rampage.
All right. Actually, Anthony Floyer, you lead off on that said thing.
I gotta admit, this was one of the better Smackdowns I've seen in some time. I mean, they gave us a lot of good matches. The only downside was the McIntyre Sheamus finish. I did not like that. Bullock didn't either. I'm sure you didn't either, MF. But I mean, it was what it was. It's a damn shame. That would have been another 3.5 or so star match if I had put a star rating on it, if not for our NA rule. But that was a banger of a match, even with that BS finish. Main event was the fight of the night. Gunther and Ricochet. If they did what they did in about 8 minutes time, if they give those two more time in like a possible rematch, if Ricochet, invokes the rematch clause and tries to go after him again, who knows? That match could be even better. Who knows? Maybe more time. And then on top of that, Ronda Rousey and Shotzi with a sleeper fight of the night. I thought it was going to be a quick squash for the Rowdy one, but no. Worst fight of the night, I would say, it was Lacey Evans and Xia Li. That's a damn shame, because those two could have had a nice little be a woman fight, but unfortunately that they got pressed for time. So, but all in all, I would have to give this about 7, maybe 7.5. I mean, good storyline progression. I mean, we only had one bad match. I mean, all the other matches were solid to good to great, especially the main event. And yeah, so MF, take a bow. First time in quite some time, you guys actually put forth a solid and halfway decent show tonight. So credit where credit is due, and it could be an even bigger show next week, especially with that huge match with Riddle and Roman for the titles. So we'll see. 7, maybe 7.5. So, Bullock, one of the best Smackdowns we've seen in some time. You muted your mic, Bullock.
Oh, about that. Yes, 7 was definitely downs I've seen in a long time. I mean, a lot of the matches were solid to good. I mean, the only disappointment, like you said, was Lacey Evans and Xia Li. I mean, I thought it could have been better, but like you said, they were pressed for time. But yeah, definitely. And all I can say is Yeah, take a bow, Fletch. You should be proud of what your show brought tonight. So 7 out of 10, Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, I agree with that. 7 out of 10. I thought it was a solid show. At the end of the day, everybody played their roles really well. So no, I'm very happy, very thoroughly impressed, and yeah. So we move on to the next part of the show, which is AEW Rampage. So what we're gonna do now is we started this off with I believe this was a singles match. Yes, it was. As it was Jake Hager going one on one with Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston wins the match in 11 minutes and 23 seconds. Definitely one of the fights of the night. This was a solid opener. I could give this easily a 3.5 star rating. So there's really nothing more to add. Anthony, it's yours.
Slight disagreement. 3.25 stars for me. Second best fight of the night. It feels like this is the first time in a while that Jake Hager has had a chance to perform without a bunch of other people from his team being involved. And he looked good here, so it would not be surprising to see him get a few more opportunities in the future. Eddie Kingston is one of the best stars AEW has, and having him get a clean win in this match without any outside interference or major shenanigans was the right call. And definitely be a man fight, no doubt about it. 3.25, teetering on 3.5. I'll give you that, MF. So second best fight of the night for me. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts? Eddie Kingston over Jake Hager tonight.
Yeah, 3.25, 3.5. I thought it was a solid opener to this. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was good to see Jake Hager in action without his cronies from the Jericho Appreciation Society. So, I mean, that's what made this match really good. So, nothing more to say. Let's move on, Flex.
Then we had Satnam Singh and Jay Lethal going up against two virtual no-namers. Satnam Singh and Jay Lethal won the match in a minute and 37. We're just going to move right on along. The next match we had was Red Velvet versus Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander wins the match in 8 minutes and 51 seconds. But then after the match was over, basically the baddies try to stick their nose where it didn't belong. Red Velvet went, well, I just should say that Kira Hogan went after Chris Statlander. That brought out Anna Jay. Then, of course, Jay Cargill tried to got involved as well. And that got Athena out. However, Athena got cut it off by the Gestapo security guards, or I should say more like AEW management came out to try to break that up. But Anthony Floyd, with yours. All in all, this was a pretty solid women's match, and it actually prolongs the storyline between Statlander, Anna Jay, and of course Athena, and the baddies and Jay Cargill.
And there's definitely going to be a 6-woman tag at the earliest possible date. I don't know when that is. They haven't announced it, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Solid 3 stars. I mean, this match had a good competitive feel to it. Chris Statlander scored the win, but Jay Cargill and the baddies had the last laugh after they attacked her. Anna Jay came out, made the save, but also outnumbered, ended up being taken out. Athena tried to even the odds, but several officials held her back as the crowd chanted, "Let her go." Everything about this worked well to further these feuds. It wasn't groundbreaking in any way, but it was a good segment to push the story forward without really changing anything about it. So, so solid 3 stars and third best fight of the night. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this matchup here? Chris Statlander, big win over Red Velvet.
Yeah, this was definitely a big win for Chris Statlander over Red Velvet, but unfortunately, the baddies got the last laugh. I mean, especially not only taking out Chris Statlander, but also Anna Jay. I mean, Athena tried to make the save, but my only problem is why the heck is the security trying to? I mean, Athena wanted a little piece of them, and the security's like, not tonight, not tonight. And
they actually cut her off. She was not even halfway down the rampway, and there was already like a wall of security down at ringside. Like, where the hell did they come from?
Oh,
Where were they?
That's exactly what I was saying. I'm like, where the heck do they come from? I mean, did they? I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing about it. She wasn't even halfway towards the ring, and they just cut her off. What's up with that? I don't know. Gestapo security, you need to do a whole better job with what you're doing, because sometimes, whether it's WWE or AEW, sometimes they get on my nerve. That's just that's just my honest opinion of security. So there's really nothing more for me to say. 2.5 stars is my rating. Fletch, it's yours.
All right, we're going to the main event of the evening. It was a 6-man tag team fight. It was Will Ospreay, um, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis. They went up against FTR, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, and Trent Beretta. And when it was all said and done, it was indeed Trent Beretta and FTR winning the match in 13 minutes and 57 seconds. So, Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Fight of the night here. 3 3/4 of a star is my rating for this match here. This was a solid main event here. This was AEW's first look at Will Ospreay, and yeah, and I'm surprised. I thought Will Ospreay and his crew were going to get the win because this was their first match, but they put Trent Beretta and FTR over, and that's an interesting pairing there with FTR and Trent Beretta. So, but anywho, they got the win here, so there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it is yours.
United Empire is actually one of the stronger factions in New Japan right now, and they have proven to be a real problem in when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It was a little shocking to see that they lost, especially in this kind of a match. You would think United Empire would have stole the fight or even stole the victory, that Beretta probably would have been the one to take the fall. But no, they actually had them lose the match here more than anything else. So I don't know. I don't want to call it 50-50 booking here because I don't want to accuse AEW of pulling a WWE here, because God forbid the AEW marks will come after my ass for that. But I kind of felt like this was a little bit of a shocker more than anything else. But knowing these guys and knowing that crew, I know these guys really well following New Japan. I hate to say it, but we were only just scratching the surface on the United Empire. Like I said, I'm a little surprised that they lost. I think that's the bigger thing more than anything else. So nothing more to add. This was about 3.5 to 3 3/4. Anthony, it's yours.
All right, MF. I know you know almost everything there is to know about Will Ospreay. I know you follow him in New Japan, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is the first time I've ever had the honor of seeing him wrestle, and I got to tell you, I was impressed. And I know you know his resume like just as much as you know Tanahashi and Okada, and I know he's another one of the big players down there. I know he's a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
No, he's not. Never was.
Oh.
No. He is right now the Pro Wrestling Revolution British Heavyweight Champion.
So that's that belt.
Never won the IWGP Heavyweight title. No. That's actually incorrect.
And that's why you know the resume better than we do. So,
yeah.
But I know when I give it back to you, I know you'll enlighten our fans a little more as to who he is and his ability, because I know you've seen more of his matches than Bullock and I have combined, because this was both of us for our first time ever for this guy. But I'll tell you what, first few minutes were a series of different combinations of opponents working together. We might not have seen every possible combo, but it felt like everyone got their hands on all three of their opponents at some point during this bout. One thing AEW does well is booking wrestlers to work together who can just go out there and put on a fun match. Even if there isn't some deep story behind why this match is taking place, it's still easy to watch because all 6 guys are at the top of their game right now. While 3 of the 4 matches we saw tonight were good, it's probably safe to say that us and most people will pick this as the fight of the night. It had some good technical wrestling, few high spots, some classic double team wrestling. Having one of the guys from Aussie Open take the loss was predictable, but it was cool to see Beretta be the one to get the pin for his team. He's a great talent who is somewhat underused in AEW at the moment. It's a crowded roster, but he has been really great since he returned with a new haircut and attitude. And having stars like Trent Beretta and Will Ospreay, who know each other from New Japan, is going to help make some of these Forbidden Door hype matches a lot more enjoyable for fans who know the history behind them, MF. And for everyone else, they are still fun bouts that might make some people check out New Japan for the first time if they like what they see. And Ospreay is one of those guys who makes certain high-flying spots look effortless. All opinions are valid, but if you're not on the FTR bandwagon at this point, it'll probably never happen. They're often called the best tag team in the world for a good reason. The only problem with a match that has a fast pace near the end is that guys stop selling big moves the way they should be sold. Sometimes a person will hit something that should be a finisher, and the opponent is back up within seconds. It happens in every promotion, but it's still a little frustrating sometimes. But other than that, 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. And MF, like I said, this was the first. I mean, I know the name. I've heard the name. I've never seen him wrestle. And from what I saw tonight, I was thoroughly impressed. I do not impress easy, but he damn sure impressed me tonight. So even in defeat. So 3.5 to 3 3/4. MF, I mean, I know you weren't with us Wednesday night, but I know when you saw Will Ospreay show up on Wednesday night, I'm sure you marked out just as much as you did when Tanahashi showed up.
Yeah. Whenever it's a New Japan guy, I literally lose my mind, man. So actually, Anthony, I do want to make a quick little indemnment. I actually went back just to double check. You actually were correct. He is a former IWGP heavyweight champion. What happened was, it was one of those weird situations. He never held the belt very long. That's why I forgot that he was a champion. He won the New Japan Cup in 2021. That gives the right to fight for the IWGP heavyweight title. He fought Kota Ibushi, won the championship, but then had to vacate the title after he actually got hurt against Shingo Takashi. It was his first title defense, and he had to drop the belt. So it literally was a transitional moment for him. That's why he lost he had to vacate the belt because of a neck injury. That was on May 20th, 2021, and he never regained the belt. So that's why I kind of was like, wait a minute. That's why I didn't think about it. But no, you were right. Will Ospreay was an IWGP heavyweight champion, but it was a very brief reign. That's why it kind of was one of those where it was like it was the equivalent of a cup of coffee. That's what it was. It was a cup of coffee reign.
And you know his talent, and you know this man's abilities and talent better than anybody. I mean,
yeah.
How great is he? I mean, how great is this guy? I mean, I know he's one of their biggest stars.
I mean, if you want to know, this guy was okay, think about his path, and I'm going to say this. I can compare it to Finn Balor. That's how good he is. He's another Balor. I think that's the best way to compare him. If you want comparisons, he is to WWE to Finn Balor And I'll even go one step further. He is to what AJ Styles was in TNA.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know about Will Ospreay. He is the TNA version of AJ Styles and the WWE version of Finn Balor.
And he looked great tonight. So your thoughts on the match?
Solid main event. Solid match. Three and a half, 3 3/4, like I said. There's really nothing more to add. So overall review, I thought it was a solid show. So I thought it was a really good show. There was really nothing bad. I could give this about 7.5 out of 10. So nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, 7.5 to 8 for me as well. I mean, one sucky match, but the other 3 matches solid to good to great. Main event was the fight of the night. Will Ospreay, he is something, and I'm definitely going to enjoy seeing more of this young man going forward. And I am hopeful, and I believe he'll get a spot on the Forbidden Door card in some way. So I don't know how it's going to happen. There's a small part of me that thinks maybe he could be one of the New Japan representatives when it comes to that new All Atlantic Championship. I wouldn't rule that out. I think he'd be a great addition to that match. So, but that's just me. So we'll have to wait and see what the plan is. But anyways, 7.5 for me. Bullock, quick thought, and I know MF has a Mikey's mindset he wants to get into, because we got a big New Japan show coming up tomorrow night that will have big implications on AEW Forbidden Door. So Bullock, come on in. Let's get your overall thoughts on this Rampage tonight. 7.5 for me.
Yeah, 7.5 for me as well. I mean, one match that was bad, but the others were solid to good to great. So nothing more to say. Let's get to your Mikey's mindset.
All right, we're gonna do this real quick. I'm just previewing the matches more than anything else, guys. And then from there, we will go into the Celtic chat. So, it is New Japan Dominion. Like I said, it is going down on Sunday. And here is the official fight card. It's going to be in Osaka, Japan. That's where the show is going to be. It's going to be held at the Osaka Joe Hall in Osaka. And here is the fight card. We do start it off, guys, with 6'9", which is Raju Takashi, Master Wandu, and Hiroshi Tensai. They go up against 3 members of the United Empire, as it is Aaron, Harness, Francesco Akira, and TJP. Yes, TJ Perkins. That's going to be in a 6-man tag team fight. Then, in another 6-man tag team fight, Los Iganables de Japón, Tetsuya Naito, Bushi, and Hikaru Takahashi. They go up against 3 members of the Bullet Club, the Bone Soldier, Taiji Ishimori, El Fantasmo, and Ace Austin. Yeah, that Ace Austin from Impact Wrestling. Then we got a one-on-one match. Toriano going up against Goodfellas, or I should say a Good Brothers member, Doc Gallows, one-on-one. Then we have the House of Torture, Evil, Yujiro Takahashi, and Sho. They go up against Zack Sabre Jr., El Desperado, and Cameroon and Ketamuroon. This is for the Never Openweight 6-man tag team championship. Then we have a tag team match for the IWGP World Tag Team titles. Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens of the Bullet Club going up against Cabo Khan and Jeff Cobb, the members of the United Empire. Then we got This is the big one, guys, because this match will determine who will be going up against Jon Moxley at Forbidden Door for the AEW Interim World Title. Hiroshi Tanahashi one-on-one against Hikaru Kato. The winner will face Moxley at Forbidden Door. Then we got Shingo Takahashi going one-on-one against Tensai or Tenshi. This is a provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2022 tournament match. Then we got Tama Tonga versus Machine Gun Carl Anderson. This one will be for the Never Openweight Championship. Then we have a match. Sonata versus Will Ospreay. And this matchup will be for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. That's right. This match will determine the new IWGP US Heavyweight Champion. And in the main event for the IWGP World Heavyweight Title, the champion, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, going one-on-one with Switchblade Jay White in the main event. That will be for the IWGP Heavyweight Title. And this was also a high-stakes matchup because, as you know, Hangman Adam Page and Adam Cole have both declared themselves that whoever won this IWGP Heavyweight Title fight, that they would like to challenge for that belt. So big high stakes for the winner, because they might have to run into either Adam Cole or Hangman Adam Page, and that match could happen at Forbidden Door. So that is going down on Sunday, 1 week from tonight, or I might even do it Wednesday, depending how the schedule and the lineup set up. As it pertains to, of course, either the Ranger Roundup or we talking about the Celtics chat. But one way or another, we'll try to fit this in, the recap for the Dominion show, because like I said, it's going to have a lot of impact as it pertains to the Forbidden Door show. So with that said, it's time for the Celtic chat. And with that said, we toss it over to the voice of the NBA, Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock, for this Game 4 recap of the NBA Finals. Anthony, it's yours.
All right, MF. Thank you very much. And of course, if you want to throw in some analysis after Bullock, you're more than welcome to. So, yes, indeed, it was Game 4 of the NBA Finals from the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. The Golden State Warriors squaring off against Michael Bullock's Boston Celtics. Celtics coming off a 116-100 win in Game 3 on Wednesday to go up 2-1. Game 4 tonight. Stephen Curry scored 43 points to lead the Golden State Warriors to a 107-97 victory over the Boston Celtics in Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight, sending the series back to Chase Center in San Francisco, knotted at 2 games apiece, with the pivotal Game 5 on Monday night. Stephen Curry added 10 rebounds and made a pair of baskets during a 10-0 fourth quarter run that turned a 4-point Boston edge into a 194 Golden State lead. The Celtics missed 6 straight shots during that span. Andrew Wiggins had 17 points and 16 rebounds for the Warriors, who will host Game 5 on Monday night. They would also hold the home court advantage in a Game 7 if necessary. Jason Tatum had 23 points and 11 rebounds, but managed just 1 basket while playing the entire fourth quarter. Jaylen Brown scored 21 points, and Robert Williams III had 12 rebounds for Boston. Fans arriving at the TD Garden for what could have been the final time this season found a T-shirt draped over their seats with the 17 NBA championship banners lined up on the front. there was a blank rectangle where the 18th would go. Now the Celtics would need to win at least one more time in San Francisco to fill in the blank. The amped-up crowd spent much of the game booing Warriors big man Draymond Green, chanting an obscenity at him that is usually reserved for Bucky Dent, and jeering his many misses. The four-time All-Star shot 1 of 7 but finished with 9 rebounds and 8 assists to go with 2 points. So that's the story when it comes to that. Check the box score. For the Golden State Warriors, of course, Stephen Curry, double-double, 43 points, 10 rebounds. Andrew Wiggins, a double-double, 17 points, 16 rebounds. Klay Thompson, 18 points. Draymond Green only had 2 points, but he had 9 rebounds and 8 assists. Otto Porter Jr. only 2 points in place of original starter Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney had 6 points and 11 rebounds. Jordan Poole off the bench had 14 points. And Gary Payton II, 5 points and 4 rebounds for him. For the Celtics, Jason Tatum led the way. He had a double-double, 23 points, 11 rebounds. Jaylen Brown, 21 points, 6 rebounds of his own. Robert Williams III, 7 points, 12 rebounds. Al Horford, 8 points, 6 rebounds. Marcus Smart, 18 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Derek White off the bench, 16 points for the Celtics. And that's the notable stuff there. To the team stats numbers. Golden State, 40 of 91 from the field for a field goal percentage of 44. Celtics, 34 out of 85 for a field goal percentage of 40. Boston shot 15 of 38 from three-point range, 39.5% from three-point range. Golden State, 15 of 43, 34.9%. Advantage Celtics there. The free throw edge, Golden State, 12 out of 15 at the line, 80% from the free throw line. Celtics, 14 out of 19, 73.7% from the free throw line. Offensive rebounds, 16 to 11 in favor of Golden State. Defensive rebounds also in favor of Golden State, 39-31. Overall, 55-42 rebound edge for Golden State. Boston had 22 assists, Golden State 20. Warriors had 10 steals, Celtics had 8. Celtics had 6 blocks, Warriors had 5. Each team committed 16 turnovers each. Boston outscored Golden State in that regard. Points off turnovers, 19-17. Fast break points, Boston outscored Golden State 14-8. Points in the paint, 38-32 in favor of Golden State. Celtics committed 17 fouls. Warriors committed 21 fouls, including 1 technical foul, and that ended up going against Coach Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr got teed up early in the game. Boston's largest lead was 7 points. Golden State's largest lead, the outcome of the margin of victory tonight, which was 10. So 107-97, the Golden State Warriors win Game 4. They steal it. They steal this one in Boston tonight. Michael Bullock, oh my goodness. Celtics had a 94-90 lead with about 5 minutes and change to go. But then Golden State, in those final 5 minutes, it was all Golden State, 17-3 after that. And the Golden State Warriors steal it. And now Game 5 Monday night, pivotal Game 5 in San Francisco.
Yeah, this is a pivotal Game 5 that's going to go down on Monday night. That running the final 5 minutes, it just collapsed on the Celtics. They just never had an answer for Steph Curry. 43 points. It seems like no matter how tough the shot is or how defended he is, he just makes everything look easy. And the thing is, and I've seen this, he's 34 years old, and you would think he would start to decline as you get in that age. But so far, we haven't seen that decline. This is like his way of a back to reality, that we're done with this whole Boston Celtics magic nonsense. It's about the Golden State Warriors, and boy howdy, he put the team on his back, and now the Celtics need to go out there and do what they did in Game 1, and that's steal one in San Fran. So, guys, need to do a better job here. And hey, they took one from your home court. Now you need to go on their court and take one from there. So there's really nothing more to say except, Fletch, if you have any quick thoughts on it, you can. If not, then I say we should just wrap it up.
I'll give this quick thought, and I'm just going to say that it's really interesting to see how this played out because of the fact that early in the game, Boston came out, established tempo, and really played how they've been all playoffs. And then to see that Golden State was hanging around. The third quarter, that's always been that pivotal quarter, Boston was able to hang in and didn't really give Golden State that big run that they traditionally have. Because you remember, Anthony, going into that series, or, the way the series goes, third quarter is really where Golden State establishes themselves and drops the hammer on any team. They've been doing that all season long, and Boston kind of weathered the storm for that. They didn't get blown out. It wasn't like what happened in the previous game, in Game 3, where Golden State had a big third quarter, and then Boston had a big fourth quarter, and that's how Boston won that game. Tonight, it was really roles reversed, where it was like we said, third quarter, it was about a wash. It was evenly matched. Boston was about to start running away, and then that final 5 minutes was when Golden State dropped the hammer on Boston, and Boston had no answer whatsoever. Steph Curry made clutch plays. You can say Andrew Wiggins made some clutch plays. Looney got in on it. Draymond Green, even though he didn't do much, but the thing was, Marcus Smart didn't do anything. Jaylen Brown didn't do anything. Jason Tatum came up small in those final 5 minutes, and that's why Boston lost. They got to figure that out, especially in that situation. That going back to San Fran, that crowd's going to be hyped. And the thing is that if you're Boston, you feel like, okay, we let one get away. If I'm Golden State, you got to play this as a 7-game series. I'm thinking this as a 7. Win Game 5, because then that gives you a safety net. You got Game 6, you get Game 7. If you lose Game 6, that's fine. Game 7 is back on your home court. That's where then all bets are off. If you're Boston, you need to win this game because of the fact that would give you an opportunity to win the finals in your home court. So I don't know. I feel like because of the fact that Golden State has won the NBA Finals on the road before. Remember, they won it in Cleveland before. So they know how to win the NBA Finals on the road. They're not afraid of winning the Larry O'Brien Trophy on the road. So if I'm Boston, I'm looking for this Game 5 to establish the tempo early, take the crowd out in San Fran because they're going to be red hot. Take them out. And that'll give them your opportunity to win that game because you need this game more than Golden State does. Remember, Golden State, they got 5 and 7. They kind of feel like all we need to do is just win our home games and we're the NBA World Champions again. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. So, that's it. We're done for tonight. Monday night is once again, well, actually, tomorrow night. We're going to do a special edition of the Ranger Roundup as we will recap Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final between the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Following the game. So that could be about 10:30, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll keep you posted. Until then, have a good night, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow night.
Goodbye.